The following is a presentation of CBS Sports Colorado. From Boulder, this is Coach Prime's Playbook with Romy Bean. Brought to you by your Colorado GMC dealers. Experience the full Sierra family lineup at your local GMC dealer today. Now your host, Romy Bean, and the coach of the CU Buffs, Deion Sanders.
It's a fake punt. The Utes have a first down and a lot more. Well, that's one way to do it. There goes Parker. What a shot. Show me the way to the end zone. Ficklin towards the end zone. And there it is again, another touchdown. And the route is on in Salt Lake City. And for Coach Prime, it is back to the drawing board.
Let's grade this moment. Let's figure out why this happened. And let's make sure the precaution, it don't happen again. But let's identify why. Let's identify the why first.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into Coach Prime's Playbook. And sorry to make everybody relive that.
Just kill a man at the beginning with the intro. That's the way to go. Let's just get a cut right to it. Let's cut through the chase and get it over with.
Okay, but you know what? I'm not going to browbeat you today.
You couldn't.
But I do want to ask, you said in that bite, you want to go back, reflect, and figure out why this happened. So
we did.
You figured out the why.
Yeah, we did. We had a coaches meeting at noon the next morning. I don't think we got back like 4 o'clock, so it was noon the next morning, and we watched the game tape together as a unit. And every play was questioned, so we got through it. The biggest thing that I love is these young men have responded since that day. They didn't have a pity party. They didn't beat themselves up. We didn't allow them to. But some of them went out and got extra work because they want to improve on instead of what had transpired on the field. And they practiced the last 2 days really, really well. So I'm proud of them for not, and we've been teaching, don't let yesterday linger into today. And they're doing a good job of that.
I know it's a cliche phrase in sports, the whole trust the process. But I'm curious, after a week like that, but do you trust that the guys will lean on what got them here as pros to not let that linger?
Well, it's up to us as coaches, as a staff in the whole, to lead them down the right path, in the right direction. If they're not going to follow, they shouldn't be on this team or with this organization. We're better than what we're showing, and that starts with accountability with myself. First, I got to look in the mirror and identify, are you doing enough to get this team to the point where they need to be? Are you challenging things enough? Are you implementing things enough? Are you saying the right things? Are you motivating not only the players but the coaches? Oftentimes, coaches forget to coach coaches, and you got to. And that's something that we've been doing, especially this week. And I love the results that I'm seeing thus far. I'm proud of the kids for forgetting yesterday.
When you say coaching the coaches, what have you learned since you've been a head coach about how to coach coaches?
You got to stay on coaches is a lot like you do the young men. I mean, they're not kids by any means, but, coaches was once young men, and they need to be coached as well. You just can't forget that it may be an issue with the communication process and knowing the kids and knowing how they function, how you get to them, how you motivate them, not knowing what they're going through, to make sure we have not only mental but spiritual health for these young men because they may be going through something at the time. But you got to oftentimes coach the coaches just as well as the young men.
When you say, knowing how to get to them, knowing how to push their buttons, knowing how to step back, I've just been thinking, I'm just curious, with having a new quarterback. I mean, you had Shedeur since Pee Wee.
Yeah, it's hard.
Has that been more or a different challenge than you expected?
It's been tumultuous because you've never concerned yourself with that position.
Right.
Like, man, I ain't worried about that. I know what he's going to do. And now you have to concern yourself with every position, not just that position. So it's totally different for me. It's challenging. It's been a tremendous process, a tremendous change, to say the least, as you know. But prayerfully, we right the ship in that area.
Well, I appreciate your honesty with that.
I'm going to always be honest with you.
Let's take a look at who's next. Arizona, back at home, homecoming weekend. I believe Arizona 4-3, scored over 40 points 3 times this season. double overtime thriller that they dropped to BYU. Let's hear from Arizona head coach Brent Brennan, who is not putting much stock into CU's recent loss against Utah.
It didn't change my messaging because every game in this league is an absolute dogfight. And I've been saying that for weeks, you know what I mean? When I look at that, I look at, they lost to 2 top 10 teams at home. Right? Both those teams are in the top 10 now, Georgia Tech and BYU. Otherwise they've gotten after everybody at home, including a very good Iowa State team. So it doesn't matter what happened this weekend. What matters is what happens next weekend. And that's all we're worried about.
When we talk about Arizona, seen him a couple of times since you've been here, but it starts with Noah Fifita. I mean, he can really sling it.
A couple of years ago, he was ranked tremendously high. They had an off year last season. Coaching changed and have the same type of offense. But this kid, let me tell you something, he can play the game. He can place the ball wherever he wants it, running ability, escapability, very smart, gets a deep drop. They do a pretty good job in protecting him. We got to go after them like we got after them a season ago and force them to do some things they weren't comfortable with doing.
This is nothing against Arizona, but I'm wondering, when you look at this game, is it about Arizona or is it more about you guys?
It's always about us. You have an opponent tremendously, but if you play your game, nobody's going to be able to touch you. Nobody's going to be able to stop you and disable you to be who you are. We got to play our game, but we got to know what our game is. And these young men, they got to have that kind of confidence that they could go out there against anybody and be successful. And I don't just want them successful individually. I want them successful collectively, because if 5 guys are kicking their butts, but we get our butts kicked with 6, that's a problem. So collectively as a team, we got to do much better.
All right, we're going to take a break here on Coach Prime's Playbook. On the other side, we're going to talk to White Prime. Yeah, we'll see how he's doing this season.
Oh my God,
we'll be right back.
You said that word.
Who's Next? Brought to you by your Colorado GMC dealers. Experience the full Sierra family lineup at your local GMC dealer today. Clothing for CBS Sports' Romy Bean is provided by Garbarini in Cherry Creek North, celebrating our 40th anniversary in Denver, located at 3rd and Fillmore. This is Coach Prime's Playbook.
As of right now, Ben getting something. Okay? Ben is getting something. You know why? You earned it. I ain't giving you nothing. You earned it. And I love you, and I appreciate everything.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook, and we got, I think it's fair to say, the life of the party of the CU Buffs, Ben Finneseth, in the house today. That video there where Prime is giving you the scholarship, what did that moment mean to you?
Oh, it meant everything to me. It was truly a dream come true. Obviously that's what you sign up for as a walk-on, and I knew the battle I was headed into, and to be able to see it come to fruition was a super cool moment, and it was everything I could have wished for. So
one of the OBs, oh, sorry to cut you off. One of the OBs, as Coach Prime calls her.
Yes, ma'am.
We always go back to that famous meeting where he's like, I'm bringing my Louie. What made you want to stay and fight for your spot?
Yeah, I was torn. I had a few conversations with my parents, and one of the things that my dad told me was, do you want to swim with the sharks or swim with the fish? And that's the quote that really stuck with me. I was like, I want to come here and I want to stay here. I want to compete with these guys. We're going to be bringing dudes in like Travis Hunter and Jimmy Horn, and I get to cover them every day. Like, my body's going to adapt, and I'm going to become a much better player. And who wouldn't want to learn from the best DB to ever play the game? So that was really my mentality heading into it. And, I was just like, I'd be stupid not to at least give it a shot. And if it doesn't work out, then it doesn't work out. But as you can see, still here today. So
yeah, and it's certainly working out. You made a lot of really big, crucial plays. Love the fumble from Delaware. That's kind of one that's stuck in our mind. But how would you kind of evaluate your season?
It's been a season of ups and downs. I need to lead better. I need to be more vocal. And, the Utah game, there was a few plays that I left out there. And I'm frustrated about that. But, the good thing about it is it wasn't week 12. And, we got one more opportunity. And so, yeah, it's been a series of ups and downs and a lot of learning opportunities for me. And, but it's been good. I've learned a lot, I've grown a lot, and we'll continue to get better.
What's the process been like since that Utah game of moving forward, of not dragging that forward, but letting it fuel you?
Yeah. It's losing like that is tough. Yeah. And really the only thing you can do is just go through the corrections, what went wrong, what went right, and how can we move forward, and then don't even think about it after that. And me especially, because, you know, I had a rough game, and I can't play that way as one of the leaders of the defense, and it's unacceptable. And moving forward, I've had to forget about it, and, you know, we'll be better as a team. So it's a good learning opportunity.
I can't let you go, of course, without talking about White Prime, because this was epic. What was the impetus behind this? When did you decide to do this?
You know, it was, so Coach Prime gave me a pair of capris. And so I was doing my laundry the night before that practice, or 2 nights before the practice. Okay. And I saw him, and I was like, you know what? I was like, I would go out as Coach Prime at practice on Wednesday. So I talked with Mama T about it, and she was like, oh, that's a great idea. And we were like, let's go get some costume stuff. Let's go get some fake hair. We tried to do, like, did you see the haircut we tried to do? Yeah, it was terrible. Looked nothing like him, obviously. But, you know, we tried. So, yeah, it was fun, though.
It was solid. It was solid. It seemed like he liked it, too.
Oh, he loved it. He loved it. His voice is so hard to mimic, though.
It is.
I had the walk down. I had the hands down. I had the red con down. But, like, his voice is just so hard to mimic. But, yeah, no, it was hilarious. Even looking back on it still, I laugh at it. So
you had a good gait, too. You had, like, the Coach Prime.
Oh, the walk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
And the best part to me was rolling in on the Segway.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, we have to make sure that I roll in on the Segway. Like, he's going to die. So, yeah, it was funny, though.
That was 12 out of 10. 12 out of 10.
I couldn't agree more.
Fantastic. Ben, this has been such a treat. Thank you for joining us. Good luck against Arizona. We can't wait to see how you guys bounce back.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, guys, we got to take a break. Coming up next, we got Coach Domata Peko on the other side. We'll be back after this.
Get to know. Brought to you by College Invest. Back to school today. College before you know it. College Invest's 529 savings accounts make saving easy. Visit collegeinvest.org. This is Coach Prime's Playbook.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook. I'm so excited. Been wanting to get you on all season. We got Coach Domata Peko in the house. Coach, this is such a thrill. We remember you as a player and now as a coach. 2 different lives here in Denver. I know a lot of people kind of think of you as a Bengal. We think of you, though, as a Bronco. So, but what's it like now to be still in Colorado, but now coaching?
Oh, it's a blessing, man. I really enjoyed my time in Broncos country. Had a great run there with the defense as far as the defense side of the ball, so I loved it there. But now to be out here in Boulder is a blessing. You know what I mean? Coach Prime picked me up this offseason, so I just want to make sure I'm doing the best job I can for the D-line and for him. But yeah, I really enjoyed Boulder. It's a beautiful place, and our fans are top-notch, man. Reminds me of Broncos country. They really love our team, and it's a blessing to be here.
You started your coaching career in the NFL. What's different about college?
Yeah, I love the NFL stuff because that's where I spent most of my time playing, 15 years of doing that. And then last year I was coaching with the Cowboys, so as an assistant D-line coach. The differences, I would say, is just the guys at the highest level, you know what I mean? They kind of know what they're doing already, so it's not as much developing. It's more just coaching technique and different details of the job. But for here, man, you get a chance to develop young dudes that are 16, 17, 18 years old, you know, and develop them not only as a player, but to be great men, you know what I mean? So I really enjoyed that part of it, and feel like that's what God is encouraged me to do, and I'm happy to answer the call.
Last year you were inducted into the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame. What does that mean to you to represent your heritage in such a wonderful way?
Yeah, that was one of my whys of why I played, was my family, my faith, and then my culture, you know what I mean? So being inducted as a Polynesian, that was really big for me because every time I played, I always try to represent our culture, represent our people the best way I can. So for them to think of me as one of the best to ever do it as far as Polynesians and the likes of like Palamalu, Junior Seau, to be in that same boat as them is definitely a blessing. I love it, and it's really cool to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, but also I want to be Hall of Fame character, you know what I mean, Hall of Fame person as well.
Oh, you certainly are. I think we have such wonderful memories of you here and how you always were with the media, treated everyone around you when you were a Bronco and now here. But there was one soundbite you had that I think is still one of our favorite bites, and it's kind of come full circle. Let's play it and let's talk about it.
And the funniest part about it, I remember when we did our like introductions, like who's the new guys, and Philip Lindsay said this. He's all like, "My name's Philip Lindsay. I'm from Colorado. Went to Colorado," and I just will never forget that.
This is one of our all-time favorite moments. Have you talked to Phil now that you're a Buff?
Yeah, man, I wish I did. He came to one of the games, but I missed him. But yeah, Philip was definitely someone that came in as a free agent, and then. Because as a starter, you go against the scout team guys, and he he was on fire, man. So I'll never forget that. He's a great guy and had a really good career. So, yeah, definitely got to touch base with him, man, because now I'm back at his home turf and coaching against his alma mater. So definitely want to touch base with him again.
I think you got the pitch right of his voice, too.
Oh, yeah. That's a voice you'll never forget right there.
Coach, before I let you go, what's your message to these players after what was a really tough game in Utah about bouncing back, about moving forward?
Yeah, man, for that one, man, you got to have a short memory on that. You know, you want to learn from the mistakes, and I feel like they bounced back already in practice. You know what I mean? They came out, everyone's flying around, just trying to get that. You want to learn from it, but also you want to carry that chip on your shoulder where you don't want that to happen again. So that's the message to the guys, is forget it, but learn from it, and let's carry that chip on our shoulder this week as you play Arizona. Let's take it out on them.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Did I do it
right?
You.
Much love. Thanks, Rami. Appreciate you. Good to see you again.
You're the best, guys. We got to
you.
take a break. We got more with Coach Prime coming up.
Prime Cuts, brought to you by Shields. Shop in-store or online at shields.com. Time now for the final whistle. Brought to you by Delta Dental of Colorado. Protect your smile power with Delta Dental. DeltaDentalCO.com. This is Coach Prime's Playbook.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook here in beautiful Boulder, Colorado. And Coach, this kind of took on a life of its own, but can you take us into this pregame tradition that you and Sap have?
People are so crazy. I don't want to say the word stupid, but it's like our little thing. It's like he's a defensive lineman. I'm a DB. He knock him down, I pick him up.
Yeah.
Or I usually pick him off.
Yeah.
So that's where that comes from. So that's our little thing. Every week, he knocks him down, I pick him up, even at home. Like, what's so stupid is why you wait till this week to make a big deal out of it? It happens every week.
Well, I guess people weren't sure if you knew that Sap was kicking him over.
Yes.
Okay.
So, let me tell you something. And people close to me will let you know. I know everything that's going on around here. Yeah, I know what's going on.
Okay, I love it.
As well as capturing me yelling with Coach Livingston. I'm not yelling at Coach Livingston. I'm yelling about the personnel.
I like that.
So that happens every game. Like sometimes I'm yelling pleasantries, like, way to go. That's the one I'm talking about. Go get him. Like, but you don't know what I'm yelling or what I'm saying. I was talking about the personnel. I was mad about the personnel, not about the play call.
I feel like people forget it gets really loud.
Oh, no. It gets...
in a football stadium.
Yeah, but the thing about it, we're yelling. Then afterwards, like, hey, man, you want to go to KFC afterwards?
Yeah, okay. KFC, that's the spot?
Yeah. Well, that was one of the places I endorsed, so I had to give them love.
I love it. What's the message to the players?
Keep going. Don't look back. Don't stumble or stutter. Just keep going. Keep going. We all gonna have setbacks. We all gonna have dilemmas. We all gonna have little things that deter us from our destination. But you got to keep going. And these guys are focused. That's why I'm proud of them. Like they're not having a pity party. I did when I came in on Monday. It was a little quiet. But I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? All right, it's over. Flush the darn toilet. Let's go.
I love it.
Yeah. So and they did. So they've been practicing their butts up. I'm proud of them. I really am.
That's beautiful. Well, we can't wait to see what that looks like
I
on
can't
Saturday.
I can't either.
Thank you so much, as always.
Thank you.
Guys, see you on Saturday.
This has been Coach Prime's Playbook with Romy Bean. Brought to you by your Colorado GMC dealers. Experience the full Sierra family lineup at your local GMC dealer today.